Yo. Alright, go ahead, hit the like, hit the sub. Smagoo. Wasn't sure if I was gonna do an episode today. Woo! Okay. But I'm doing an episode. And I want to talk about the fact that self-defense has very little to do with martial arts itself. That's right. Self-defense has very little to do with martial arts. And this is a fact. And I realized this after I started training martial arts. After about a month of sparring, I realized, and this is well into my martial arts journey. We're talking about over a year and across 2 countries. And about a good month or so after sparring, we'd been in a fight camp, getting some guys prepared for a fight they had coming up in November. And I realized that fighting is dangerous. It's a serious, serious thing. And even though I'm in here learning how to fight, I should probably be trying to avoid fights. Like, no one never had to tell me this. I figured that one out literally after just getting knocked around like a pinball in sparring for about a month or 2. And I realized that shit. And, you know, I've been training. I've been loving the training ever since. But I've also been more conscious of my mind, the way I think, and the way I approach situations. You know, it's funny. There was like one day when there was a student who was training, and his dad started like filming the class and shit. And I just turned around and was like, yo, there's no filming in here. Like, mad aggressive. And, you know, I thought nothing of it. And we talking about, this is recent. This is like earlier this year. And, you know, I just, whatever. But thank God for Coach Steve. And Coach Steve pointed this out. He's like, you know, Withers. You know, in his cool, calm tone. You know, Withers. You don't have to be so aggressive. You know, you don't be so aggressive. You know, if he's filming, you know, it's okay. Like, don't go 100 to 0. Like, you feel, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you don't know if the guy might get more aggressive, and next thing you know, he wants to come on the mat. Now you guys are fighting. And it's like, yeah, I should probably slow that down. And up until that point, I believe I've done an excellent job of, you know, not showing signs of unnecessary aggression, and also being able to think more and to problem solve. I tell you, like, if you're getting knocked around a lot and you're getting thrown around a lot, your reading really helps. Reading, having brain power is real out here. Like, you gotta read, guys. I'm telling you. And don't get no little small books. Get some thick old nasty ass biographies and shit. but so, you get the sense like, okay, I could relax this, but it's a good reminder that, yes, you have to approach situations with a sound mind. You feel me? Because you have to be more aware of yourself. You have to be very aware, right? And then also, like, being aware of your surroundings as well. Being aware of your surroundings. Like, hell, I'm not the most aware person, but I'm very cautious when I go through doors, down narrow pathways, into dark areas. I'm very cautious about that. I proceed with caution for real. Shout out to Naomi. Congratulations to her and Jimmy Uso, by the way. But it's a little wrestling. Y'all don't know about that. Anyway, I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. That I'm my first line of security and my last line of safety. It's all on me. I can't call out my enemies just because I think I could whip their ass. I can't get mad at the person who steps on my foot. You feel me? Like, Hell, excusing the person, excuse you. Like, even that's a fight these days with folks. So I just do my best to move the fuck out the way. Don't even be there. Don't even fucking be there. Yo, these pull-up bars they got over here are fun. Yo, but the funny thing about it is the grip. It's a thicker bar, so the grip is more intense, yo. I swear, that shit still got my biceps on fire. Yeah, I went over there with a good number of those. Anyway, I'm itching to get back on. That's actually what made me start doing this. So, you know, you want to be aware of that shit, like, yo, surrounded. I'm not the most aware motherfucker, but damn, I look both ways before crossing the street type shit. Like, damn, like, you feel me? I don't call out my enemies. Like, I'm careful about shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have to argue with people and shit, you know? But also knowing and having the confidence to know that if the level ever reached a violent one, I can meet the expectations of what's required. You feel me? Because I train my body to be a weapon of war, obviously. But in that, I understand that is the very last thing. It's like having a nuclear weapon. Motherfuckers don't just use nukes first. Like, that's funny. Somebody was telling me about Pakistan, India last night. Oh, it's still going on. No, that shit been settled. No, it's been settled. Stop it. Those are two nuclear powers. If Pakistan and India wanted to have war over Kashmir, motherfucker, they would have it. They would have it. It's not a problem. You got nukes. We got nukes. Where we detonating first? Like, it's not a problem. They would, trust me. And we need to stop this shit, because real talk, if you see what happened with the Trump and Putin shit, you see how Trump flew the B-2 bomb over Putin's head and shit. They was whatever. And then, like, just last week, there was an airstrike in Ukraine and fucking the Russians hit a U.S. factory. You know Putin did that shit on purpose. Oh, you see that little building? Yeah, hit that shit. Let Donald know we still in charge. You feel me? Straight killer shit. Straight goon shit. And that's because motherfuckers, you gotta understand, bro. If it's like, and I say that because if we have these type of weapons, if I know I could do some shit, then I'm gonna act like I could do some shit. And if I know I'm gonna do some shit, I'm gonna do some shit. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna tote my nuke. I'm not gonna wave my nuke at you and say, I'm gonna drop this shit. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I'll let you speculate on me using that shit. You feel me? I'll let you speculate. Because the fear of me using it is greater than me actually using it. You feel me? Like, it's the mindset. And that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's like, why aren't we approaching our safety and our security, our self-defense with that mindset? You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of people not doing that. I'm sick of motherfuckers thinking that, well, you know, you train the martial arts. And it's like, nah, fuck that. It's like I had to explain to a guy was telling me that sparring is not really fighting. Yo, I asked him, I said, hell no. I said, you sparred before? I said, what? Bro, I said, I always tell motherfuckers, like, y'all have to recognize this shit. Like, you don't know that until you actually in there. But, you know, this is how people act. And then this same guy here is sitting there with an ice pack on his knees talking about, like, yeah, I got slammed in a fight. I said, well, why'd you get into a fight? Oh, because I was tired of the guy talking shit, so I asked him to come outside. Yeah, and that motherfucker mollywopped you. You probably should come to sparring, sir. You probably should. And again, and you know a motherfucker that don't know how to fight when they say things like that. Like, it's not real fighting, but they don't know. Most of the getting better is actually, it comes through play. Especially when you start to get kind of good at stuff. Like, even in my jiu-jitsu, this happens. Like, I'm kind of getting good at things. So when I'm with people that don't know absolutely fuck all, like, I can do things and play with them a little bit and see what type of reactions I can provoke out of them and shit like that. It'd be kind of cool, you feel me? It's a good science. And then shout out to MC for keeping the upper belts on the mat with the smaller belts and not opening up a big mega-sized school to where it's like we got to break the lower belts and the upper belts up type shit. You feel me? Shout out to that. You feel me? But I love it when I get the chance to roll with all these new fresh people that don't know much. It's fine. You feel me? I look at it as like it's just the best training partners in the world. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when I go against the guys more advanced than me, best believe it is not a walk in the park. So I definitely understand what we're doing here as far as self-defense goes, but I want you all to understand and recognize that, because we always have to have this conversation, man. I hate have that conversation. Like, y'all think this shit is about fighting. This shit is about self-defense. And self-defense has little to do with actual fighting and more to do with your mindset and how you approach this shit. How careful you gonna be about yourself. Because if you're not, hey, you can end up like a lot of people I know. Shit. Feel me? So anyway, with that said, I want you to hit that like. I want you to hit that sub. All right? As always, if you feel like hurting somebody, dial 988. I'm sorry, if you feel like hurting somebody, hit the gym. If you feel like hurting yourself, dial 988. Big announcement coming soon. Follow me, like. I'm off. Oos.